Going live, I'm hoping. Hi, my name's Chris, and I'm just here to do a very, very brief little intro and welcome to tomorrow evening's first session of Change and Renewal with Optus. And I'm here for La Trobe University, although clearly I am not at school at the moment. I'm home in the Sunshine Coast, actually, and I just thought I'd share the sunshine, although I see in Melbourne it's a beautiful day today. So that's good. We're exactly the same temperature down there as we are here. So let's just get cracking on this because I know you don't have a lot of time. So we're going to talk just a bit about firstly introducing me, right? So I'm Dr. Chris Murphy, and you'll have seen a little bit about me in on the course if you're logged in. I'll send this to you directly, and also I'll upload it onto the system, the LMS system on La Trobe, which I sincerely hope everyone's on and have been reading. Oh, you'll see one of my dogs. That's Safi in the back. Okay, so I'm assuming all of those things, and you know what they say about assume, don't you? Assume me happens a lot. Anyway, I'll know that you'll see this one way or the other because I'll email it to you directly. So we're going to start tomorrow night at 6:00, I believe, and luckily at the moment there's daylight saving hasn't kicked in, so we'll have we share the same time, which is great. Right. A little bit about me. I came into the academic life fairly late. I was a CEO in Melbourne for some time. Prior to that, I was in senior leadership roles in all sorts of industries over my many, many years, as you can tell. However, very, very excited to have formalised my work life with firstly an MBA, which is you're getting a microcredit for this subject towards an MBA, which is fantastic, and also then did a doctorate, and which I loved whilst I was still working full time. So I do understand how difficult and challenging it can be when you're working in senior roles, or even not senior roles, just working full time. Is a challenge. So I do understand. I hope that helps. And I'm here to answer questions throughout the next 6 weeks. We only get face to face 3 times, one being tomorrow night, and then another 2 times, which I have noted the dates and the link to the session, the Zoom session. So that should be okay. But if you've got any queries, you can respond to my emails. I do have an Optus, a La Trobe email, but I'm emailing you from my home email, and that's Dr. Christine Murphy, all one word, at gmail.com. You will see it when I send you other emails. There's my other dog. Did you see her? Anyway, but either way, if you send an email via La Trobe, it comes directly to me either way. So we can talk a little bit more if we like about that, but let's just pop onto the nitty-gritty of what we're doing, hey? Okay, so we've got 2 modules, Module 1, Module 2, and in Module 1, we have 6 topics, which you will have, I hope, seen, and started doing some of the reading so that you kind of got your head around what we're going to be talking about. So attitudes towards change, introduction to change management, people and adaptive change. Love that subject. I was very lucky, and I'll mention it again. I'll try, it's kind of like a bit of a brag, but it was so exciting. I went to, see, there he is. There's my dog. I went to Harvard, and I was just the most exciting thing as an older woman that you could ever do. I was as scared and as nervous as if I'd just started my MBA. But it was a wonderful experience. And what we were doing was adaptive leadership. And that's why I'm saying people and adaptive change is something that is really a passion for me. And then, of course, there's sustainable change, which is a passion, hopefully, for everyone, and changing culture and leading change. So that's the first module. I don't expect you to remember this, by the way, but I'm just sort of giving you a really broad summary. And module 2, we've got, again, we've got innovative and adaptive approaches. We've got sustainability and change, systems for continuous org renewal. That's an interesting one. And sustaining successful change. So here they all are in their glory. And so we're going to look at a bunch of theories and models. And we're going to also, you've got a terrific assessment. Well, there's several assessments. One is participating in each sort of, not each, but there's a number of opportunities for you to add comments and discussion in a discussion board. So you'll have those opportunities, which are an assessment piece, so long as you're creating some ideas and discussing those, that's fine. But the assessment, the major assessment is the 1,500 word topic, which will be, I hope anyway, that you really love it, because it's about, it's based on a case study of the South Melbourne Football Club that became the Sydney Swans. And that was a really big change. And whilst it's quite an old story now, it still goes on because, obviously there's still a team, and so there's still the legacy, if you like, of what you're going to be looking at, which is around discussing the perspectives of the South Melbourne Football Club, drawing on what they drew on to transform the club into the first interstate team called Sydney Swans, and then identify and discuss some of those constraints that they faced and provide examples of the ways in which Sydney Swans utilised storytelling to build a resilient and sustainable culture. So we'll talk about that a whole lot during each, I guess really all of the subjects will have a relevance, and you can reference back to that, because all of that helps you to build your ideas for the final assignment. So the final assignment is due on the Sunday of week 7. Now, I think it's the 5th of November from memory, but don't worry about it. We'll talk about it and we'll have those dates in the LMS, so you'll see all of that. But I think it's the end of the 7th week, the Sunday at 11:59 p.m, and not a minute later is the cutoff point for submission of that final assessment piece. And so we're going to do that journey together. We're going to, I expect you will have done the readings. I expect that you're going to do the talking, because I'm a really good talker, but I think I'm going to try and shut up and let you guys have conversations and discussion, stimulating academic, scholarly conversations where we kind of look at models and we say, well, is this still something that makes sense, and why or why not? Because things are always in a state of flux, particularly now. And so we're going to have and I want you to think about some topical current changes that we can also apply to some of the theories and models that we're going to look at, and sort of say, well, look at this is happening right now. And one really top of mind, of course, is the referendum as a way of analysing and looking at some of that stuff. Anyway, I'm waffling on. So what I'm going to do now is tell you how much I'm looking forward to meeting you all on Wednesday night. So try to be there on time, and And look, it's not enough time, by the way. An hour is just so not enough time for us to really do what we need to do and discuss, because by the time you sort of really got into it, it's time to go. And so I'm more than happy to sort of hang around a little longer and answer any other questions that might be burning for some of you. But you've got your life to live after that, I know. And so I don't expect you to stay on, but I will make myself available for a little while after each session if you want to hang around for a bit longer, because it isn't long enough. However, it's an hour, and that's all I expect of you. And you are well within your rights to sign off at 7 o'clock. It's 6 till 7. So I'm just really looking forward to it. It's always a nice thing to do, to get to know a whole bunch of new people and hear about your experiences. And of course, I'll add my sixpence worth or whatever it's called. Okay. So it's Chris Murphy signing off, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. See ya.